a collar. You should. Right where you are standing stood the gallows. The very last state-sanctioned hanging in Key West took place right underneath your feet. Now, over 80 years have passed, and there are still some older locals that refuse to walk through this area, claiming it is cursed. And cursed it may be, because this is also where Manola Cabeza was tortured and killed by the Ku Klux Klan. The end result was a curse that brought death to everybody involved. The year was 1921. Now Cabeza, known locally here as the Islander, owned a Red Rooster several blocks from here. It was a sporting club, coffee shop, illegal speakeasy during Prohibition. Life was very good for the Islander here in the Keys until he started dating a mulatto street girl named Angela. Now Key West has always been a live and let live town, but in the 1920s, interracial marriage did raise a few eyebrows, and in the case of the Klan, a few bats. December 23rd, 5 cars pulled into Cabeza's yard. Those men drug him from his house. They beat him with baseball bats. They tied him up. They drove him to the outskirts of town, where they then stripped him of his clothes. They whipped that man's body. They covered it with tar and feathers. They then ordered him out of town, and I do quote, for living with a Negro woman. Now Sheriff Curry, he did investigate, but Cabeza said he did not know who the men were. He knew exactly who they were. He was going to handle revenge in his own way. And that night, as he lay suffering in bed, Angela began her own revenge. She burned colored candles. She sacrificed chickens. She mixed the blood and the bones. She called upon the Afro-Cubano gods of voodoo. She screamed out her curse. Violent death to all who have harmed my husband. Well, the very next day, despite his pain, Cabeza set out for his own revenge. His first choice was a baggage handler who was lucky enough to have Christmas Eve off. He then hailed a cab and drove to William Decker's house, the Klan leader. Decker was not home, but luck was not with him that day. Cabeza spotted him driving down Duval Street. As the cab pulled up, Cabeza leaned out the window and said to William Decker, "This is how a man kills a man." He shot him right in the face with his .45. Decker fell over dead on the Christmas turkey he was bringing home for dinner. Well, Cabeza then fled to a nearby building where a shootout with the Klan did ensue. Nobody else got hurt. He finally surrendered to Sheriff Curry, took him to jail in this very building behind me. They sent in 6 Marines to guard that man, but about 1 a.m., Sheriff Curry gave those Marines an early Christmas present. He said they can go home. He had the situation under control. Well, minutes later, those same 5 cars pulled up. 15 hooded men entered his jail. Sheriff Curry was nowhere to be found. Entering Cabeza's cell was very easy. It was unlocked. They beat that poor man with blackjacks. They dragged him feet first, straight through those doors, down these steps. They tied those feet to the bumper of a car. They dragged that man's body all the way across town. They then hung him from a tree. Poor Cabeza, he was already dead. But the Klan fired many shots through his body just to make sure. Nobody was ever charged in that case. The grand jury claimed that Cabeza's actions led to that lynching. And I do quote, living with a Negro woman was an affront to society. But justice was served. Do you recall Angela's curse? Violent death to all who have harmed my husband. William Decker, the Klan leader, was shot in the face by Cabeza. 2 more Klansmen, they went fishing and never returned. We can only guess what happened to them. Another was blown up by dynamite while working on the bridges. Another trapped under his boat. When he got caught on the reef, he was crushed. Another trapped in the Matagumbe hurricane. They found that man's body high in a tree. The list just keeps going. And yes, Sheriff Curry too. He mysteriously drowned while fishing off the Dog Rocks, his favorite fishing hole. But like I said, over 80 years have passed, and there are still strange deaths affecting the descendants of the Klansmen here in Key West to this very day. Mr. DeBay.